6v6, a very talked about topic in Overwatch 2 ever since the release of Overwatch 2 because of, as you may know, a blog post recently came out, and to talk about 6v6 I think is a good topic again, meaning of course what's been going on this season, meaning we can say that the season when basically these patch notes were about tanks getting a huge buff this season. Some tanks we don't agree with, like, of course Maga getting a buff, but some tanks we do agree on, like, of course Ryan getting a decent buff. But in general I think, of course 66 is a huge topic to talk about because of course the balancing wise, meaning of course, and how dreadful the tank position is. Now I can't say that as due to I'm a support main, but as a support main I see my tank, like even my friends play tank, get delivery destroyed. And even though you put how much heals on them or help them with the damage overall, it's still a huge contributing factor to the point of my tank is still getting shredded. Now, of course, this also comes to DPS passive, but then we have to realize, of course, if you have two DPS having that same passive, it incredibly hurts your tank. So, and of course, I can understand why the 6v6 debate is up again, because it really is about balancing. And I know why everyone has some doubts between 66 meta, at the 66 thing, because of course everyone know the shield meta was introduced, meaning you can go basically go a doubles tank that does double shield, and of course especially no one wants to go back to that again. But I think otherwise Overwatch 2, when it would not be a balance, it really would never be a balanced game unless 66 is added back, in my opinion. Because even though in comp, for example, it's dreadful to play, and I know it's comp, but even in quick play, to dread playing tank and learn tank while in quick play, is like a really fundamental thing you have to really consider. So of course I have to say maybe 6v6 should be maybe a separate game mode. I know some people are thinking it could be ever since the blog post came out, or they will try a test with 6v6 again. But in my opinion, if they can't do that, they should make it a certain quick play mode and competitive mode, because there's always going to be a divided community between 6v6 and 5v5, but it's about balancing each of them if you're going to make them both separate. So that is my, of course, take on 6v6 and 5v5. And 5v5, I can understand why people like it. It's because, of course, you rely on one tank and you don't have to kill another tank in that process. But at the same time, of course, like rotation wise, basically, meaning that your tank has more options to choose, and etc. So there's a lot of pros and cons of each, but we also have to look into it, thinking why should we bring 6v6 back or 5v5. I think I'm gonna end the video here, but nonetheless, you guys take care, and thank you so much for listening.